What's going on, guys? This is your boy no name found with another video. This specific video isn't a kind of a video where I am covering some instance in this universe online or maybe some seasonal into the game. This is a kind of a video that was well requested on my stream, and also I got a bunch of private messages just because people sometimes are lacking on the performances with their own computer while playing our favorite game, that's this universe online. But this guide doesn't affect only this universe online, is affecting basically every single game that you will play. This guide, the purpose of this guide, it's just one, guys. So optimize your operating system starting from the boot time of your operating system to remove any background process or any program that running into the background that's sucking your RAM or maybe CPU utilization, and just generally get rid of all of those unnecessary stuff without compromising your own PC. Don't worry, guys, every single step will be linked on the time bar and also on the description of this video, so stick with me because this isn't complicated. Another thing that I wanna point, this guide will be even more beneficial for people who have nVidia graphics card. The process to tweak the AMD graphics card, Radeon, so even if it's the last generation, it's a little bit different, and I will cover it on another video. So this one will be even more beneficial for people who have an nVidia graphics card, but will apply also for everyone who doesn't. Without further ado, guys, the first thing that we must do is just check if our operating system is updated. So pressing start on your icon, just type the letter U. So as you can see, it's highlighted check update, but just in case if it doesn't pop, just update and check for updates. Make sure that everything is up to date, so you don't have to do any other updates, because we're gonna debloat the system and remove a lot of stuff. The first thing that we must do after checking our update, guys, is make a restore point. Make a restore point. This is just the safest way to check your computer, and if just in case something will be messy, you can just restore your restore point and basically cycling back the operating system before you did all of those changes. So once again, we're gonna click on the start button and check for restore. So creating a restore point, this little window will open, and as you can see, the only thing that must be enabled is just on a local disk, where usually there is the Windows symbol. That means the protection is on. And clicking on the configure, because we want to allow how many space we want to give to those snapshots. So those basically are called snapshots, and it's just the image of the current operating system without any other modification that we will do later. So clicking here on the configure, this is basically the configure of the snapshot. We want to stick always between 2 and 3%. It's perfectly fine, depend how big is your drive. So in my case, I'm going as 3%. So that means for me, for my hard drive is almost 14 gigabyte, and I'm clicking apply to turn on the system protection. When this one is done as the configure, we have just to create a restore point. So we have just to click on the create button, and as clicking create restore point, we have to put a name. This is totally up to you. It doesn't matter, guys. So for me, I am going to name it as before optimization. There we go. Exactly this way. So you're gonna creating a restore point. So usually it will take just a second, guys. So just but in the worst scenario, it's just a couple of minutes. When you're done with this one, we can proceed to the next step, since now we know that nothing can go wrong, because we have a restore point that we can always roll back the system just in case something is getting messy. Okay, guys, now that we have created our system restore point and also update our operative system, it's time to make the real changes. So how we can speed up this operative system to make our game faster and just a smoother game experience while getting more frame per second. We are using a script made by the dear guy Chris Titus Tech. He is an excellent YouTuber. I will leave the link of his page on the description of this video because he made an excellent script. If I'm not mistaken, it's wrote in Python 3. If I am not mistaken, so you will find the command on the description of this video. How we can run this script, and also this script will do the job for us, but later we will tweak something else manually. So we want to disable additional stuff, so we have to keep modifying the system after the script as well. You want to always open the start menu, guys, and search for PowerShell. It's exactly this one, Windows PowerShell. Don't worry, guys, every single time a terminal is popping in front of the eyes of someone who uses Windows, it's just scaring, but don't worry, there is nothing to be scared about. Right click, and we want to run this one as administrator, because as administrator we have the privileges to make changes into the system. So we want to run the PowerShell as administrator, and this blue screen will pop. We have just to right click after we copied the command, and the command will be pasted on the terminal immediately. When you press enter, guys, if you're missing the widget of the store, of the Microsoft Store, because this one is running through the Microsoft Store, basically a little window will pop here installing the widget, and then you are ready to go. You have just to press OK and everything will be fine. So you have just to press enter, guys, to run this script. And this white window will pop. This is nothing else than the script that the dear Chris Titus Tech did, and it's called Windows Toolbox. This one is basically split in 4 main categories. So on the first categories on the left, guys, we have some useful stuff that we can install with just one click. So the script is taking care of everything. So imagine, for example, if you wanna install a Brave browser, that's a Chromium-based browser, you can click here, and on the current status on this box in the script will show you exactly what is doing. So imagine, for example, that we want to install the Brave browser. I'm clicking install Brave, guys, and if you open the console, you will see that some strange strange symbols are popping, but it's basically saying that it's aligning and refreshing the repositories, and is gonna basically download the executable directly to the GitHub. I'm not explaining a lot, guys, just because this is some nerd stuff. So the only thing that you must know is just that the script is doing something on the background. So if you don't see this one, just refresh and everything will be fine. So as you can see, the Brave browser have been installed. I didn't touch any executable or setup program, so the script did everything by himself. So if I'm opening the Brave browser, it's just a Chromium-based browser, guys. So I want to strongly suggest you to use this one because it's a really good one. I'm trying to make the transition to this one, so I will import all of my bookmarks and I will start using this one because this is wonderful for real. Anyway, this is just something that you can install here. So we have some useful utility. The most common one, ShareX for screenshot, Image Glass, GIMP, that's the alternative to Photoshop, the Media Player Classic, that means it's the K-Lite codec pack, and some other stuff that maybe you can need. The most important thing and the most important tab where you have to take care, it's just the system tweaks. The essential tweaks, guys, are nothing else that a script that's running to disable everything that we don't need. I don't remember if I did already the essential tweaks into this system, but I'm clicking here to show you exactly what the system tweaks made. So I'm clicking the essential tweak, guys, and as you can see, is creating another restore point, so it's even safer. And it's gonna basically disable all of this stuff, as you can see. So if I scroll a little bit up, so as you can see, is disabling the telemetry, the Wi-Fi sense, the application suggestions. So all of those weird menus that popping, activity histories, location tracking. So a lot of stuff that we don't really need, and I'm pretty sure, guys, that you don't need if you're using a specific tools. Just in case if you run into some issue, there is always the button to undo the essential tweaks, just in case if something is not working properly, so you can restore back to the previous to the previous spot. Anyway, everything is listed here, the exactly same stuff that that is modifying, so every single time you can go back. We have other kind of useful stuff, for example, show tray icons, tray icons. So for example, most of the time Windows is hiding the icons most of the time. So if I'm clicking here on show tray icons, you will see, guys, that everything will be shown on the next reboot, of course. And if you don't like the icons, you can always hide them. You can activate the dark mode, the light mode. You can tweak your operative system, and this is basically the most important one, guys, the performance visual FX. So I am clicking this one, and it's gonna basically disable a bunch of stuff from our system to make the system ready for the performances. The other thing, guys, it's just so play around with this one. So you won't literally destroy nothing, guys, because so once again the script, as you can see, ever created another system restore point, so it's even more safer. So play around with this one. So if you wanna disable, for example, Cortana, you can disable Cortana. If you wanna enable the clipboard, this is totally up to you. Another thing that I like about this one, guys, it's the Windows 7 power panel, because this is another important thing that we have to change on our computer, and it's basically to enable the high performance power plan. So this will allow us to maintain our CPU and all the power that need to avoid to get some stuttering or to avoid some lag into the game. So the high performance power is greatly recommended, guys. But take in consideration that if you are from a laptop, this power profile can basically increase the power usage of your battery, so it's draining faster your battery. So this is something that you don't want to do if you are working or playing with your battery. But keep in mind, guys, that some performances will be lost for sure. So I want to close this one, guys, and with this application we are fine. There are other kind of stuff that we can tweak, but this video is only about to optimize your operative system for gaming. Other options are for other purposes, so I want to skip this one and jump immediately on the next session that will be so useful for you and for generally for the maintain of your operative system. Before closing and restarting your system, guys, the only and the last thing that we must do is just to enable the security updates only. So this will allow us to avoid every single useless update, so maintaining up just the security and skipping basically every other single packages. So as usual, guys, so click on security updates only. So it's gonna basically disable the driving offering through Windows Update automatic restart, and also disable the driving offering through Windows Update. So this is really important, guys, because most of the time Mother Microsoft is delivering as some useless programs and kind of stuff that will run in the background. So the only and the last thing that you must do is just to disable those kind of stuff while maintaining up the security updates, because most of the time vulnerability can be found, so those potentially expose our system to infection of viruses and stuff like that. So we are keeping the security updates and skipping basically the other stuff that we don't need anymore. When this one is done, guys, you can just close this script, and as you can see here, it will pop literally the Windows/System32 folder. So you have just to type exit like that. So the command will be highlighted as green, or you can just click the X button, and or in case if you press exit, just press enter, and the window will be closed. Without further ado, let's jump on the next step, guys. Okay, guys, now that we have reboot our system, you can immediately feel that something is changing into your system. So the first noticeable thing is just that every single icon in your taskbar are literally visible. So, and also other kind of stuff that we have changed into the system to improve the performances. So, like for example, visual FX. So, for example, if I'm opening the file browser into my system, if I am dragging the window, you can see that only the border of the windows are visible, and that means that we have changed some tweaks into the system as well. So the next step is to check which kind of services we have on the startup of the system, and to do so you have just to right click into your taskbar and just select the task manager to show every single process that's actually running and moving exactly on the startup tab. This is basically, guys, every single process that will start. So this list may vary according to your system and according on how many software you have installed. So the process is really simple, guys. So, for example, I don't want to check the Brave software update. So the Brave software is just the browser web, guys. So I'm just right-clicking and disabling it. So make sure that the process will not start when I'm starting up your computer. So usually, guys, I want to suggest you to disable every single service that you know. So if you see, for example, if you notice something like, for example, Realtek HD Audio Universal Services, for example, this is just an example. So those are your drivers. So those are your audio drivers. So of course you want your audio drivers to start with your system. And generally, if you don't know a specific application, just leave it enabled to avoid some kind of a problem. So most of the time, it's just a kind of processes that they are extremely stressful for your system. So most likely, for example, Skype, Spotify, or maybe Discord as well. So make sure to disable the one that you know. So just in case, if you don't know any process, just leave it enabled. In my case, for example, CCX process, this is a background process of the Adobe family. So speaking of Premiere and Photoshop, for example, I don't need this one because rarely I am upgrading my packages as the Adobe packages. So I'm disabling them and ordering by status. The only thing that I have enabled at the moment is just the Elgato Control Center, just to manage my basically my ring light. As you can see, that's actually turned off. The IQ that basically give me access and control to my custom liquid cooling and also to my mouse. So as I can show you, so basically on the only one and also to the mouse, I have to do a lot of upgrades just because I'm not using this machine for so long. And so generally keep the services that you know and you know they are useful for you guys. Otherwise, it will be messy, and it will be messy for real. Another thing, guys, when we make sure that we have everything that we need, it's time to do some tweaks on the system as well. So pressing start and moving it to the settings, we want to tweak something here, guys. So the first tab is the system tab, and we want to specifically point on certain places. So for example, no notification and action, those are the pop-up that will pop when something will happen, when someone is typing on Discord, for example, or if you are receiving a message to another messenger, for example. So you want to make sure to turn everything off, or at maximum select the one that you want. On Focus Assist, it's just the same, guys. This is basically the menu that's popping here when something will happen, and remind you the notification that you will open when you want. And other section that we want to check, of course, power and sleep never and never. If you remember, we have changed the power plan through the script, guys, so we don't want to put the screen off, and we don't want the computer will sleep. Other than that, guys, there is nothing else to change here, if I'm not mistaken, because the script already provided and did a good job for us. So we can go back and search for accounts. No, it's not account, guys. Apologies. On gaming, sorry. Okay, here, guys, we wanna disable everything related with the Xbox game bar and basically all of those stuff that are running into the background. So if you are using an Xbox controller, make sure, guys, to leave those settings on. Otherwise, if you are just a gamer with the classic keyboard and mouse, you can turn off all of those stuff without any kind of problem, as capture as well. We don't wanna keep literally anything. So as game mode, for example, because those will activate a profile into the background to try to adjust and optimize the system for you, but this isn't necessary just because we are doing it by ourselves. And same happened for the Xbox networking that was recently changed a couple of months ago. So previously you can uncheck something, but now it's just to check your performances with the latencies, and eventually if you're losing some packets. So this is a kind of thing that you can skip. Going back to the home, guys, we have exactly the personalization, and this is totally up to you. So a lot of time people are on other videos to optimize your performances. They will suggest you to go with a solid color, but this will make just a small changes, guys. So there is nothing that you have to care at all, because most of the time people are suggesting you to use a solid color, but this is just something that you can skip for real. Other kind of customization here, guys, not so much, just because this is totally up to you. The most important thing is to disable basically the transparency inside your computer. And I forgot where is the transparency effect. There we go, there is. So turn off the transparency, because if you turn those on, basically you have some kind of transparency effect that you can actually see, because my background is black, guys. But this is a kind of thing that you wanna disable to save additional resources into your system. Other than that, there is literally nothing else to care, because the script took care for us to change all of those stuff. Okay, guys, now it's time to apply other minor tweaks as visual tweaks, and also to set up our page file. If you don't have any icon into your desktop, guys, so that means this PC, control panel, and other icons like that, so that you can't actually see because they are on my other monitor. The only thing that you have to do is just to right-click on in an empty slot of your desktop, desktop, clicking on personalize and moving to the themes tab, and then selecting desktop icons. So here you can select exactly how many and which kind of icon you want to appear into your desktop. To do so, guys, then move to this PC. I'm moving this one just for you, and right click with your mouse and select properties, guys. And then we will choose exactly advanced system settings. System settings, once again on performances, we want to click on setting here, guys, and as a visual effect, you can see that the script that we just ran before took care of disable a lot of visual effects. So, for example, the one when I am dragging the window, for example. So, if you want to turn back this one on, you can enable it once again, just selecting it and clicking apply. So you will see that when you will drag your window, everything will be the same as before. Even if my machine is powerful enough, I don't like this one, guys. So I wanna disable this one, clicking apply, and you will see once again just the edge of the window. When you do that, guys, I want to just suggest you to enable just the show thumbnails instead of icons, smooth edge of screen fonts. So, for example, if I disable this one, the screen fonts will be a little bit weird, like Windows 95, Windows 98 styles. So I wanna keep it, to be completely honest with you. So I'm selecting it and applying, and as you can see, the smooth edge will be much better. Moving on, guys, on advance, pay attention on this part, because this part it's really important, guys, and it's really important. So as processor scheduling, we wanna adjust for the best performances of a program, since games are programs, and on the virtual memory, this is exactly where we are interested in. So, what is the virtual memory? The virtual memory is a concept that for Linux users, it's an old concept. So basically, the virtual memory, it's a kind of a service that is basically reserving a certain amount of your hard disk and reserving it to expand and using it like it's just additional RAM into your computer. This will allow you to basically use your a certain part of your hard disk like a virtual RAM managed by the operating system. The first thing that we want to do, guys, is toggle this voice automatically paging files size for all the drives, because the only one where we are interested is just the C drive. That's the operating system. 99% of the time, the operating system drive is C, and we want to get rid of everything that we have already. So selecting the first one, select the first one and clicking on no paging file and set. So if you disable the paging file of the initial size less than 800 megabyte, the system occurs error. So for now we want to click yes, because we wanna basically create a better and optimized paging file. From the overlay, you can see exactly where to put your paging file, guys. This is really important because depend if you have installed an SSD or just a mechanical drive, you want to always prefer to choose the SSD, because usually the SSD means solid state drives are way faster compared to the hard drives. So generally you want to always prefer to point directly on the SSD, but just in case if you have just one drive, it's much better to point directly where you don't have any games installed, or if you have just one hard drive, one mechanical one, there will be fine. So, selecting once again the C drive, and make sure to delete the other one, just in case if you have multiple drivers as no page file and click set. We want to select once again the C drive and click once again as system manage sites and click on set. So this will allow us to basically lock the page file according on how many RAMs we have into the system. So in my case, it's just 4,980 megabyte, and then we can click OK. And of course, the system is advising us that the change that you have may require you to restart your computer before they can take effect, and that's perfectly fine. Those changes will be available on the next reset. Clicking apply here, guys, and then we can leave. This is a really important, guys, so don't skip this this point because it's really important. And other than that, we don't need nothing else for now. Okay, guys, now it's time to jump into fancy stuff, and this section of the video will cover a nice tool that will be an overlay in on our games that's called MSI Afterburner. This tool is originally designed to be a tool to overclock your GPU, specifically talking about the nVidia one. That's why at the beginning of the video I said that this guide will be more beneficial for nVidia users. So we will use MSI Afterburner, and I will provide this link on the description on the video. So just click download Afterburner, and after that, guys, you will download this zip file, put wherever you want, you can open it, and then you have to extract basically the executable into your desktop, right click and run as administrator, select the language, it's fine, English for me, and the next, of course, you wanna accept the term of license, and we need the core program plus the Riva Turner statistic server, because this one it's where we can tweak our overlay in game, guys. And also clicking next, the destination folder is fine for me, and also install. So after this this process, basically your program will be available into your system, and you can start to tweak exactly what you want. I want to open the program immediately with you guys to take a look. After we are done with the Riva Turner as well, so just clicking next, and install. I'm gonna install a bunch of libraries to make the program works in the most efficient way, with some framework as well, and a DX web setup. That's an update of our DirectX. We don't need to show the readme, finish, and run MSI Afterburner, and just click finish. This is basically the UI that is gonna be shown to us, guys. So we can change this one by the skins on user interface, exactly under user interface. This one you can use exactly what you want. You have a preview here. That's a pretty fancy one, so we can change it. Well, I don't remember which one I was using, guys, back in the days, because I'm not opening this one since a lot of time. I have missed the time since my son born. So this one, it's fine. So I really like this one. And basically in this tool, guys, you don't have to touch nothing, guys, here. So basically this is how you can overclock your GPU. So until you don't know exactly what you are doing, guys, just don't touch nothing here, because otherwise, if you're messing up with the settings and you don't know what you're doing, things gonna be messy for sure. We want to click on the cog here, guys, and we want to jump immediately on the general properties. So we want to always start it with Windows and start minimize. Don't forget to unflag this one on the startup, guys, because otherwise the program won't work on startup. So start with Windows and start minimize. We want to apply it, and also we want to move on the monitoring. Monitoring is the most important one, because those kind of voices will be available on our overlay in game. Of course, the kind of stuff that I want to suggest you guys to keep on under monitoring is always the GPU temperature, absolutely. So selecting the relative voices and also clicking on show on screen display, it will give us basically the information about the GPU temperature, and we wanna enable something here, right, guys? Wanna enable something. So the most useful stuff are just the GPU temperature, the memory usage, it's fine, absolutely. The core clock, absolutely important. Power, fan speed, temperature limit, now it's fine. So just play around with those guys and check which kind of information you want to keep into your overlay. This is totally up to you. You want to always use the frame rate, absolutely. This is really important. So show on and the average as well. Wanna tick this one on screen display. Avoid to put a lot of stuff, guys, because otherwise the overlay will be huge as fuck. So just keep the information that you wanna keep to keep your system under monitoring while you are playing. So pressing OK. Apply first and then OK, and then you can minimize this one because this little icon will suggest us exactly where that the program is working and running. Just in case if you want to change something into your overlay, guys, this is exactly where Rivaturner statistic server comes in help. So of course we want to always start with the Windows. That's absolutely fine. And also, this is basically a representation on which kind of information you will have. So when you open the game, you will notice immediately that the overlay will pop on the top left of your screen. But just in case, if you want to move it, you can move it exactly where you want, guys. So when the game will be opened and you just alt tab with this window, you can manage and arrange the overlay exactly where you want. This is really useful, guys, and it's a fantastic tool that every single PC gamer, in my opinion, have to use because it's a really cool one. We have other kind of settings, guys. Not gonna go in depth of this one. Those are mainly nerd stuff, guys. So just in case if you wanna change something, I wanna suggest you to leave everything as default. So you will make sure that everything will work properly. And just one thing, if you wanna just change the orientation of your overlay, just alt tab and basically move this number around wherever you want. So if you want to position it on the top right, on the top left, bottom right, this is totally up to you. Keep in mind that the overlay will be as big as how many voices you will choose. Did you remember, guys? So as settings, monitoring, so the more stuff we have in OSD means the overlay that will open with the game, the more stuff we will have into the OSD, the larger will be the overlay. So keep just the kind of stuff that you want and just leave the rest. Okay, guys, now it's time to tweak our graphics card in the most efficient way to get the best amount of frame per second and also to optimize our games. If you remember at the beginning of this video, I said that the nVidia graphics card owners will benefit even more of those settings because this section is specifically made for nVidia users. So if you are an AMD Radeon users, guys, you can skip this one because I will make another video covering exactly the same settings for the AMD graphics card. So the first thing that you want to do, guys, in order to tweak our graphics card for games, is to just make sure to have the latest driver released. So, and to do so, you have to basically navigate on the download section of the nVidia website at this page and select exactly which kind of graphics card you have. In my case, guys, this is a system that I am using mainly for that's just my other computer, and in this system I have a 3070. I mean 2070, sorry guys. So a GeForce, so I'm basically selecting a GeForce and then the 20 series, of course, because it's a 2070. So you have to match the series, absolutely, and selecting the right one. So 2070 Super Windows 11, because I'm running Windows 11. Just in case if you don't know which kind of Windows you are running, guys, you can press the combination of the key on your keyboard. So Start plus R, and then typing just win there, like that, and a pop will appear on your screen, exactly telling you which kind of Windows you are using to make sure that you make the correct choice. And then, of course, so in my case, it's Windows 11. There's not a 32-bit version because it's only 64. Game ready driver. It's just the kind of driver that we need, because those are the drivers optimized for the gaming. The studio drivers are just for content creators and to do other kind of stuff, and the language is totally up to you. So then clicking search, and then the latest driver available since I'm filming this video, it's the 512.77 released literally 3 days ago. So it's 786 megabyte. So download it and put it on your desktop. So when you launch the installation of the drive, guys, it's time to install them. So you want to always open the installation of the drivers. I want to strongly suggest you guys, if you are not interested on recording gameplay with Shadow Play, that's basically another service that nVidia is offering us, do not install basically GeForce Experience, just because this one will eat a lot of RAM and a lot of CPU utilization on your system. So basically, guys, just go straightly into the nVidia graphics card and just click agreed and continue, and basically changing the installation as Express is perfectly fine, just because you will install the most common services that the nVidia graphics card require. Okay, guys. Now that you have restarted your system, the system will load basically the module of the new drivers. So you are up and running. So you are updated, and now the only thing that we need is just to have full access of our panel. So that's exactly this one. So usually the default installation will install the nVidia settings and putting the icon basically on next to your clock, so should be here. But just in case if you don't have, guys, for some XY reasons, you can always open the Microsoft Store. If you don't have the shortcut here, you can always click on Start and check Store, and it will pop. And there, here you have just to type exactly nVidia control panel, and it's exactly this one, and you can install it. So instead of saying opening, so open, you have the button here to install the application. When you are ready to go, guys, so just open the nVidia settings, the nVidia control panel, and it will pop on your screen with just one single left click. And the first page, that's actually the home, is basically telling us which kind of graphics card we have. So in my case, it's once again, it's a 2070 Super. That's the computer that I'm using for mainly streaming, and the driver version that we have installed. So how we can tweak those voices? The first thing that we must do, guys, is just to adjust, manage, and image settings with the preview. So that's the most important one. So, and telling the graphics card to use the advanced 3D image settings. Those are kind of settings that we're gonna tweak in just 1 second. While I am explaining you every single stuff to change, guys, I'm putting some overlay into the screen to explain you exactly which kind of voices we're gonna change, and exactly what those voices are doing for you. After we move on manage settings, guys, those are kind of stuff that we have to choose to tweak our graphics card. So as ambient occlusion, so we wanna ignore the image scaling, guys, just because this is a kind of option that will enable the scaling and the sharpening for specific application. So we want to leave this one as off, and we want to move on ambient occlusion. So this is really important because instead of turning on off, we want to turn this one as performances. So to increase the performances of the ambient occlusion to shaders when they're gonna be basically processed. The anisotropic filtering, we can leave this one as application control. The anti-aliasing FXAA is off because this is a kind of option that we want to leave literally to the game. And anti-aliasing gamma correction as well, we want to leave this one as on. Anti-aliasing mode, it's always application control, absolutely. And then we want to move, guys, on the most important one of the most important one. So the transparency must be off because once again the game will choose exactly how many and if we want the transparency. On the background application of frame rate, we want to leave this one off because we will tweak the FPS and also the refresh rate, because most of the time, guys, not most of the time, the refresh rate and the amount of FPS that we are doing, they have always to be matched. For example, a panel with 144 Hz, we want to set up is as 144 as well, frame per second, because on the panel we will get the same amount of frame per second matching the refresh rate of the monitor. As a CUDA GPU, of course, we want to always use all the GPU CUDA core. This is the most important one, guys, absolutely. So make sure to select this one as all. And as a DSR factory, guys, so DSR, it's the dynamic super resolution. This one will allow you to basically scale your resolution, and it's basically something that's gonna scale your resolution, and it's indicated just in case if you want to play some single player game. And in case if you want to enable it, I want to suggest you to leave as 2 and 4 time like that. But in the majority of cases, guys, if you are watching this video just for improve your frame per second and system, leave it as off without any kind of problem. Moving on, guys, then we have exactly the other one. We want to move as low latency mode. This is the most important one, guys, absolutely. So we want to turn this one as on, absolutely. Low latency mode. Let's scroll a little bit down, and we wanna tweak other stuff. So maximum frame rate, as we said, guys, we wanna turn this one off because we wanna tweak later. The monitor technology, it's just totally up if you have a G-Sync compatible devices, guys, or it's just a fixed refresh rate to do more FPS. So I wanna leave you a link on the description of this video about the G-Sync technologies, but if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you are aiming for the most amount of FPS, so of course fixed refresh rate that will match literally the refresh rate of your main monitor. Multiple frame sample AI, guys, we want to leave this one as off. OpenGL rendering GPU, we want to leave this one and select our graphics card. It's really important, guys. Power management mode, that's another important voice to change, and we want to always select as prefer maximum performances. Refresh rate, so this is MSI, that's just my main monitor. Of course, you want to always select the highest available, so in my case it's 165 Hz, but for you guys it can be different, maybe 60 or 144, 240 or 300 or even 360. Moving on the shader cache, guys. Of course, we wanna also enable this one, and just a driver default, just because they changed this one, by the way, guys, because previously it was just on and off, but now they are offering you the opportunity to decide basically the shader cache. So leave it as default, so the system will handle exactly how many space it need for the shader cache. Speaking about the texturing filtering, guys, we wanna always leave this one as on, because it's really, really important. And then moving on, texture filtering negative LODBS, we want to always this one as a low. Texture filtering quality, we want to always prefer high performances, absolutely. So that will allow us to make the most amount of frame per second. And also texturing filtering linear optimization, of course, as on. Moving on, guys, then we have the thread optimization. Of course, we want to leave this one as auto, so basically the system is not gonna optimize our graphics card when we are not playing a game, so that means some power consumption. Speaking about the triple buffering, this is really important to turn this one off, guys, because otherwise it will eat a lot of VRAM. Vertical sync, the same as off, of course, because if we are using basically basically the highest available refresh rate, we want to turn off the vertical sync, of course, and then the virtual reality pre-rendered frames, of course, as one, and the virtual reality variable rate super sample, it's off also. And that's exactly what we want to change in this panel, and we can click apply. Moving on, guys, it's time to change the resolution and tweak exactly your monitor or your monitors, in case if you have one or if you have multiple one. So in my case, this is my main one, and as a refresh rate, of course, we want to always use 165 Hz in my case, so you have to choose the highest refresh rate possible, and the same for the second monitor, for example. All right, guys. So the maximum resolution, the native resolution of your monitor with the refresh rate for both of them. Moving on, guys, adjust desktop color settings. Those are kind of personal preferences, to be completely honest with you. But for me, when I am playing, I always prefer to bump up the digital vibrance, guys, absolutely around 70%. So once again, this is totally up to you, and clicking apply and clicking yes, and then you can tweak the brightness, the contrast, and also the gamma according on your monitor, and following the color profile that you're using into your monitor. So basically play with this one, guys, and check which kind of colors fits for you. Don't worry, you can't break nothing, because just in case, you can click on the top right of your screen, you can click as restore defaults, and everything will be basically restored science, like you didn't done any kind of modifications. Rotate the display. This is something that you want to tweak, guys, just in case if you have a second monitor with a portrait, for example. This is really good for Discord or for just reading. So if you are a coder, or if you are someone who is typing a lot on OpenOffice, every single stuff, so this is something that you want to apply on your second monitor. Not for me, or anyway, not in this system, because I have a setup with 3 monitors, and one of them is on portrait at my home. The HDCP status, nothing that you have to take care of, some information about which kind of if your graphics card is HDCP capable, and also set up a digital audio. We don't care about this one, because we will use the motherboard chipset drivers as sound. And moving on the desktop sides and position, guys, we wanna always use the maximum resolution, and also aspect ratio. Same for G-Sync, guys. As you can see, I have disabled the G-Sync just because I want to bump up the performances of my system. If you're using the G-Sync, it will sync the resolution of the refresh rate of your monitor with the frame per second. So I want to always discourage you to use this one and just go for the most amount of frame per second that you can do. Multiple display, this is totally up to you guys, and totally up if you have one or maybe multiple monitors. This is indicated for streamers, so adjust and arrange them however you like, basically matching how you have set up your monitor on your desk. And other than that, there is nothing else to cover. You can play with some video color settings when you're watching some video, guys. This is totally up to you, but nothing that's gonna be relevant in terms of frame per second when we play games. Okay, guys, now that we have configured our system and also our graphics card and optimized them for the game, it's time to install some fancy stuff, because why not, right? This step is completely optional, guys, so you can skip this one and jumping immediately into the game and check how many improvement you are getting, because I'm pretty sure that you are getting a lot of improvements. This section will cover just basically an install of mouse cursors from the KDE desktop environment on Linux. That's a fancy one. It's one mouse pointer that I'm using in every single Windows installation, and it's available on our Discord. So make sure to join our Discord, guys, because we have a separate channel, basically a dedicated channel where I am uploading regularly a lot of stuff that will make your computer faster and also fancier with those tools. So I'm talking about the breeze cursors for Windows. So once again, this is a kind of cursor made by KDE. It's a kind of cursor that you can find on any Linux distribution that's using KDE as a desktop environment. So when you download the breeze cursors for Windows zip file, guys, you have to open it and basically just unzipping the file on your desktop, and you have just to open the folder. Here is the preview on how it looks. So as you can see, this is exactly the mouse pointer that we are getting in every single status. Personally, I like it, and I like it a lot, guys. So what you want to do to install it? So basically, you have to navigate on the final folder, guys, and you have here a file KDE breeze install. But this isn't an executable, right, guys? Because if we open this one, basically some code will pop. Instead, you have to right-click and show more option in case on Windows 11, but if you are on Windows 10, this menu will pop immediately, and you have just to select install. So basically, it's gonna install every single cursor, and then, so pressing basically the Windows logo and typing Control Panel. It's much better, guys. I prefer in this way. This is the legacy way. So mouse and just navigate on pointer option, on pointers, sorry. And as you can see, we have the KDE Breeze Dark. So click it on apply. The cursor name you selected is already new. So do you want to replace the original scheme? Of course, I want. And you can see that's immediately working. So from now on, you are the proud owner of a really fancy cursors. Congratulations, guys! Okay, guys, this is the end of this video. So apologies once again if the video was extremely long, but when you have to cover specific section, and also you are talking about to tweak the system, you want to do it in the most efficient way and also completely safe for everyone. So if someone want to try those changes, they can without any kind of problem. So guys, let me know what you think and on the comment section below, and also if this guide was useful for you. I'm pretty sure it will be, just because with those settings there is no way that you're not gonna get some increased performances, because we are setting up everything for the games. So I'm pretty sure that you will have some improved performances. So what else, guys? Nothing else. So I want to say a huge thank you for watching this video, guys. I really hope, once again, I really hope that this video and what I'm doing is useful for you. Don't forget that I'm streaming every single day from Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European time on Twitch. The link is on the description below. If you want to be a part of a really nice This Universe Online community full of nice people that they are ready to help you and to play with you, don't forget to join, because this is exactly what you should do, because you are officially invited. What else? Nothing else. Thank you so much once again, guys. Happy gaming. Enjoy your new optimized system, and of course, like every other single time, we will see in the next one.